Hello, a lot of things have happened over the last few months, and somehow I'm just slowly catching up with all these things which have happened, in particular in politics. Currently, the G20 is going on in Germany. So now here I wanted to look at some old video footage of Melania Trump being interviewed by Anderson Cooper from CNN a few weeks before the election. So let's have a look.
A difficult time. How are you holding up? How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm very strong. I'm very confident, and I live my life.
It's interesting. This banner here is unfortunately right in front of her shoulders, but one can see the shoulders going up and down. The left one in particular, these are shoulder shrugs, and she's also shaking her head. Instead of nodding, she's shaking her head. So she's not believing at all what she's saying. In addition to having this fake smile.
I take care of myself.
Here again, shoulder shrugs.
Of our son and my husband.
A huge shoulder shrug.
And I'm doing great.
And shaking her head again. What is also interesting, she has these lines here. I don't know if there's otherwise any facial work being done, especially on the forehead, which doesn't move very much. But these lines are actually grief and sorrow lines, which is very interesting. Later she says how strong she is. She's certainly a strong woman. But it's also interesting to see that there's something which gave her a lot of grief, or from her family background. So now she's asked about the Access Hollywood tape.
Because I don't want that they damage my reputation and my name.
It was 10 days ago that Access Hollywood released that tape. I'm wondering, when you first saw it, when you first heard it, what did you think?
Long pause. Looking to the side, she's accessing a memory. That's in a way good. She's not just coming up with some prepared answer.
I said to my husband that, the language is inappropriate. It's not acceptable. And I was surprised because that is not the man that I know. And as you can see from the tape, the cameras were not on. It was only...
So cameras were not on, she's shaking her head.
And a mic.
So she's nodding here, that's good. So she believes what she's saying.
And I wonder if they...
Is that language you had heard him use before?
No, that's why I was surprised, because I said like...
Yeah, it's quite a straight answer. I mean, it sounds like she's telling the truth here, which is hard to believe, yeah.
Like, I don't know that person that would talk that way. And
quite an open, honest
say that
answer.
Kind of stuff in private. I heard many different stuff. Boys talk.
Okay, so here we see the seating arrangements. They mirror each other. They sit very comfortable. So in the same poses. Apparently in the Trump Tower, as one can see from the view.
Read any great stories about my did.
So it's about the great stories.
Washington Post. When did we hear or read any great stories about my
shoulder shrug when she says great stories about my husband
or about me?
That's interesting. She closes her eyes, makes this really strange facial expression, shutting herself off. I think she has a hard time saying that about herself. Great stuff about her.
The true stuff. The fact.
Okay, long pause. She doesn't know what to say. She just says the facts.
The real stuff.
The real stuff, very generic. I would like to know what the good stuff is. Let's jump forward.
And as I many times said, and he said it as well, it's very hard, especially for him. And it was many, many years ago. He's not the man that I know.
So here she has a speech error. She wanted to say, he was not the man I know, but she says something like, he is the man I don't know. Okay. Let's see what else we have.
He's raw. He tells it as it is.
Here she's coming out of herself a little bit. She uses facial expressions to describe him, how raw, how authentic he is. So she certainly believes that this is the truth.
Kind, he's a gentleman.
She's kind and a gentleman. Interesting. She believes it.
He supports everybody. He supports women.
So now
He encouraged them.
There was a Schulterschlag.
He's raw. He tells it as it is. He's kind. He's a gentleman. He supports everybody. He supports women.
Now Schulterschlag.
He encourages them to.
Now she doesn't find.
Go to the highest level.
She's an illustrator, so she doesn't find the right words, but she somehow is, she believes what she's saying.
To achieve the dreams.
It's a question is, of course, how she defines dreams. It might be a modeling career, or it might be something more sophisticated. And this is, of course, the interpretation of her we don't really fully understand.
He employs many women.
Again, some Schulterschlag.
Kind of two teenage boys. Actually, they should behave better, right?
He was 59.
That's the best part of the interview, I think.
Correct.
And now she's defeated. She looks down. She's defeated, but she's coming back very strongly.
And sometimes I said, I have two boys at home. I have my young son, and I have my husband.
So here she's giving a very authentic smile and using an illustrator. So she's really opening up her heart here. It's a very genuine smile.
I said, like, why you need to give your number to my husband?
She has this anger on her forehead, authentic anger when she talks about other women.
I'm very strong. People, they don't really know me. People think and talk about me.
So she doesn't find the words. Of course, it's a language problem. But she does think of herself as being a strong woman. And again, you can see these grief, sorrow lines. And it would be interesting to know where that comes from. It could be some sort of family background issue.
Like, oh, Melania, oh, poor Melania. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me.
She also repeats things similar to her husband.
I can handle everything.
So now it's interesting, she breathes in, I can handle everything. She breathes in, she has moist eyes and dilated pupils. So that's something she's quite emotional about when she says, I can handle everything. Again, sort of supporting the idea that she didn't have it easy originally.
Press a lot, almost like celebrities or people, they think they're celebrities.
So again, she says celebrities twice, she's tilting her head. So this is something she's quite familiar with, apparently. So that sort of world of celebrities, she's quite comfortable with. Okay, let's move on to the second part of this interview.
Or ask her why we don't see her anymore. So that was another thing, like, people come out saying lies and not true stuff.
So here she has moist eyes again. She's quite emotional again. And she says lies first, but then she sort of weakens it in terms of not true stuff. Interesting. Okay.
I didn't expect media will be so dishonest and so mean. I didn't expect that. Also for me.
Interesting. Also for me, she raises her voice. She has a shoulder shrug. She's much more uncertain about herself than about her husband.
From the beginning, I never had one correct story.
Interesting.
Yeah, finally the husband that I was married before my husband.
So here she's again very authentic smile. It's the second moment where she comes out of herself.
This is it. I will fight for myself. I will fight for my name. They cannot damage my name and my reputation because it's not true.
There's a very long pause and she looks very frozen. I don't think she really buys what she's saying.
They will have me on the trail all the time. They wish to have me there. But I made the decision. I will be a parent to our...
So here she slips. She says, I would like to be a parent of my instead of our son.
Your husband said last week that you two are stronger today than you ever were before.
Yes, no question. Let's see how she answers.
We always have a great marriage.
Okay, that's not very good.
Yes, we are very strong.
Lots of shoulder shrugs and shaking the head. She doesn't believe they're strong.
He's very passionate about American people because he knows he can do that. He's a worker. He's a fighter.
So here she comes out of herself. She's authentic. She really believes in her husband somehow. She's admiring him.
He's very passionate about it.
Yeah, that's what she likes.
He will fight till the end.
That's what she likes about him.
He will fight for America.
Passionate enough fighter.
He's fighting out for himself. Children need us. And
so here, just for comparison, she's doing an interview with Fox News.
So I will pick
with
one or two
Greta, I guess her name.
And work on them. 100%.
And it's again in the Trump Tower, a similar area in the Trump Tower. And she's much more chatty, and also her looks are very different. In the other video she was very formal and conservative looking, and here she looks more with a red dress and so on, like a model and her makeup.
That Make-A-Wish is pretty amazing.
Make-A-Wish is fantastic.
She's very chatty.
Very tough.
She
They
looks
deal with so much.
Yes.
same seating
Been in
arrangement.
the White House?
I've
Interesting.
never been there.
Never been there.
She
No.
smiles more and more
We
chatty.
built your
Okay, that's it for
restoring
today.
that, hotel,
Bye.
and I actually, we